Hey, welcome back to Crafting with Cami. Today we are working on December daily number 16 or day 16. As you can see, I have some tree cutouts here with glitter paper and some glacier cardstock. Those are from the decorative tree dies. And this tree, you do need to trim a little bit of the bottom when you're using the smaller overlays. So it's just that top part and then you just trim around the overlay there. So I have 3 trees. This is going to be a single page layout, and I'm just documenting us reading by the Christmas tree. So we even have blue ornaments on that tree, so that light blue kind of matches the glacier nicely. So I have 3 photos. Those are 3x4s. I may end up trimming them a little smaller so they fit better on my 8x6 layout, but it is going on the back of day 15. So I have my 6x8 here. I need to fit the 3 photos on, and then this is kind of the direction I'm planning on going with my embellishments, is keeping it more wintry, kind of a cozy winter day. So let me find some DSP, and then my other embellishments are going to be new and exciting. This is my idea so far. And this is my favorite photo of my husband and my dog, and I got behind the Christmas tree and took the picture, got a little creative there. And then the other 2 are just more plain what I was reading. Let's go ahead and matte these. I think I want to do glacier on this one, and then I'm not sure if I want to matte these ones since they're going to be behind. So I'm thinking glacier will help this one stand off. I think I want to do white first though, because I like the look of white behind my photo and then adding the glacier behind, but I want it first matted in white. This is a little sneak peek of a new stamp set and die cut being released in January. So we have stamps of books and then all of these sentiments. For you, you're a solid. This one's for the book, Story of Us, the library, from the library of. And then we also have a few die cuts. So this cuts out the book, this cuts out a spine. And then here are the stamps. I pulled off these 4, and I just added this magnet in here. So I pulled off the books, and I cut out this book. Look at all that detail that gets cut with that. So cool. So I want to use that, and then this is Story of Us, and it fits in the center of that circle there. You could also put that heart or for you. They all fit in the center of that little circle with that detailing. And then I thought it'd be cute to have the books look like presents under the trees. So I have some books there, and then I think I might stamp some there. I could just kind of lay them around. So I am going to need to stamp this on some white or a colored paper, but I think I'm going to do white, and then I could color it in, and so that it can lay over the top of the trees. I also considered doing like a row of books, so I could stack some, lay some down. So I thought of doing that too down here, which I might still be able to if I kind of scoot this up and put my books up here, but we might be getting a little too crowded now. I do need to decide which color I'm going to be stamping Story of Us and all of these in. I want to bring in more colors, so maybe some greens, some markers that match the glacier probably. I've stamped Story of Us in jade ink. That coordinates with the paper pack that I've been using pretty well. I don't know if I'm going to be bringing in any more pattern papers or anything yet. I haven't gotten that far, but I like how that stands out. And then I'm going to bring in my intense black ink because that works with my alcohol markers. So I'm going to bring that in. And grab myself a block here. Let's start with this big stack. And these do not come with coordinating dies, but they look pretty easy to fussy cut out. So I'll be doing that. I prefer to color before I fussy cut, so I'm going to grab my alcohol markers. I grabbed out green turquoise and light green. Those colors seem to match the glacier and the jade pretty well. These books are pretty small. I don't think I need to go with a whole lot of detail. So I'm just going to start, like I don't need to do a whole lot of shading. And I'm going to leave the pages white. You do want to make sure that your intense black ink is completely dry before coloring, especially with a light color like this light blue. All right, now I'm just going to take my micro tip scissors and fussy cut these out. Kind of liking how this is coming together, having my photos down here, but I feel like there needs to be something more up in this area. So I thought another tree would kind of connect these two and have them wrap around my photos nicely. And then to bring in more of that glitter, I think I'm liking something like that. Let's get our photos down so those stop moving on us. I'm not going to put adhesive all the way to the edges though. I'm going to glue this on just using my Barely Art glue and my reverse tweezers. My book gets a little lost back here, so I'm actually going to add a little bit of blending onto it with some glacier ink. Hopefully. I'm hoping this turns out the way I'm imagining. Let me grab some scratch paper. I have my glacier ink. And that does stick out just a little bit more. To finish off this layout, I'm just going to bring in some of my clear gems. You've been seeing me use these nonstop. The layout itself is pretty simple, but we did some coloring. I love these trees. Have you been doing a lot of reading this season with the colder weather and whatnot? Games and reading and snuggling up next to the Christmas lights. That's what we're doing this season. I do have a more fun event coming up, so that'll get us into the Christmas spirit, I think, a little bit more. So I'm excited to share what we are doing in a couple days here. But let's start on story number 17 right away. As you can see, I've inked around the edges with some toffee ink. I was playing around with this a little bit prior to picking up the camera. And what I am thinking, we didn't really do a whole lot on day 17. So I just want some cozy pictures of us snuggling the dog and just being home. That's all we do right now. And so I took this piece of paper here and I cut it just slightly smaller than my 8x6. And then I cut a triangle out of this paper. The back is actually like those Christmas lights. So I didn't want the Christmas lights and they were upside down. So I cut a triangle out of the trees and I put them straight up and down rather than upside down. So that's all I've done so far. And then what I am thinking is bringing in some of those sprigs. I have the vellum and I have the stamping. And I thought I could tuck those in here and then maybe have my 17 over the top of those. I don't have too many photos, but I just thought 3 was a good number for down here. I didn't want to hide all the pattern paper, and I wasn't sure you know, which photos exactly I was going to be using. So I thought 3 was a good number. I thought of doing even more and doing another row of 2x2s. These are all 2x2s here, and then maybe having this one here, which if my photos had open space, that'd be good. But I think it hides too much of this pattern paper. You can't really tell that there's reindeer back there. So I just thought having them in this orientation looked better with the pattern paper. Not really a rhyme or reason why I chose 3. It's just I thought it looked nice. And then I'll pick out a picture that has more open space up there for there. So that's kind of my general idea. Maybe putting some 3D foam under this. I'm not quite sure. I could put it all the way down or just tack it here and let this be raised up a little bit. I don't want too much dimension in my book. I have a lot of dimension in my book already. So it'd be nice to keep that as flat as I can. Using the Christmas labels, I stamped warm and cozy, and then it comes with all of these labels. And so I used this one here, and I cut that out and stamped warm and cozy, and then I inked around the edges. So I thought that could go right up here as my title, and this will be pictures of us all cozied up on the couch. I got the photo mats adhered down. I got that. And I'm just going to add some of my gems. So let's add a few up here. Let me bring in a glitter. And these ones are a little bit larger. What does that look like? Yeah, let's do that one. And then that'll look like it's holding that V down. Could always bring in like a cozy little reindeer down here or something. But I'm already covering up a lot of the pictures and I don't know that I need him. He is cute though. And I think I'll have more pictures of us actually having coffee. So I'm gonna wait with the reindeer. So here is day 17. I'll get my pictures printed and added onto here, and you'll just have to stay tuned for the flip through to see how that looks with the pictures. Until next time, live a life worth scrapping. Bye guys.